A man walks onto a red carpet. The crowd turns. Cameras flash. People gasp. He's tall, confident, eyes bright, skin glowing. He looks 35, but he's not. That man is Pierce Brosnan, and he's 72 years old. That's not a typo. That's not AI. That's real life. A 72-year-old man who looks and moves like someone decades younger. And it's not because he's rich, or famous, or lucky. It's because of what he does, and more importantly, what he refuses to do. So what's behind the transformation? It isn't fancy, it isn't complicated, but it's consistent. And in this video, we're diving deep into the daily choices, foods, and habits that help Pierce Brosnan fight off time like he once fought off villains as James Bond. Stick around, because the truth about his diet, training, and even his acting career at this age might just change how you think about aging. The wake-up call. Let's go back. Years ago, Brosnan faced something no man wants to endure. He lost his first wife to cancer. Then years later, his daughter to the same illness. Tragedy shook him to his core. And when something like that happens, you start seeing your body differently. Not as a vehicle for ego, but as something fragile, temporary. That's when Brosnan changed. He stripped away the junk, not just from his diet, but from his lifestyle. He started to treat aging not as something to fear, but as something to outsmart. And slowly, the results started showing. Today, at 72, he doesn't just look healthy, he radiates it. The silent discipline. His morning, before the world knocks on his door, Pierce is already 2 steps ahead. No alarms blaring, no phones buzzing, no rushing. Instead, he starts his day with stillness, meditation, breathwork, slow movement, sometimes journaling, sometimes just silent. To him, this isn't spiritual fluff, it's survival. He once said that chaos kills clarity, and clarity is what gives him control over everything else: his food, his training, his emotion. By centering himself early, he builds a kind of armor for the day, and over time, that mental calm affects everything else: sleep, digestion, immunity, recovery. So while most people are waking up reactive, Brosnan wakes up ready. How he eats, the anti-aging plate. Now let's talk about what's on his plate. It's not a Hollywood fad, not a chef-curated diet, not pills or powders. Brosnan eats real food, and every ingredient has a purpose. He doesn't eat for pleasure, he eats for power. He doesn't snack for stimulation, he fuels with intent. Every bite is working for him, not against him. So what's the foundation of his diet? Let's explore it, one powerful food at a time. Salmon, his ultimate anti-inflammatory weapon. Brosnan eats wild-caught salmon regularly. It's not just a preference, it's a strategy. This one food hits 4 major aging enemies: inflammation, heart disease, brain fog, muscle loss packed with omega-3s, vitamin D, B12, and high-quality protein. Salmon keeps his joints smooth, his skin youthful, and his mind sharp. It also supports recovery from workouts, improves focus, and helps his skin glow without ever touching a needle. And he keeps it simple. Grilled, lightly seasoned, always wild, never farm. Quinoa, the underrated grain that fuels him. Forget pasta, forget white rice. Brosnan's starch of choice is quinoa. It's a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids, rare for a plant. It's also full of magnesium, fiber, and iron, nutrients that support muscle function, digestion, and oxygen delivery. He uses it as the base for most meals, tossed with vegetables, layered under salmon, mixed into bowl. It keeps his energy clean and steady, not crashing and spiking like refined carbs do. Spinach, his daily dose of longevity. Spinach is Brosnan's go-to green. It's low in calories and dense in nutrients. Iron for strength, calcium and vitamin K for bones, lutein for eyes, antioxidants for skin and cellular repair. He blends it into smoothies, tosses it in salads, and sautés it with olive oil and garlic. It may look boring, but it performs like a superfood. And for someone who still commands the camera, spinach helps keep his skin clear, eyes sharp, and muscles lean. Nuts and seeds, fuel that travels with him. Whether he's filming or spending time with family, Pierce always has a stash of almonds, walnuts, or chia seeds on hand. Why? Because these small powerhouses give him healthy fats to protect his heart, protein to preserve muscle fiber to stabilize blood sugar, zinc and magnesium to support mood and recovery. And perhaps most importantly, they're clean, portable, and satisfying. what he never touches. Now, let's look at the other side, because what Brosnan refuses to eat may be just as important as what he does. And this isn't some vague idea of eating clean. This is specific. These foods don't just age you faster. They slowly steal your energy, clarity, and physical power. Processed meats, hot dogs, bacon, sausage, deli meat, gone. These foods are full of sodium, saturated fats, preservatives, and carcinogenic nitrates. They spike inflammation, clog arteries, and increase the risk of cancer. Brosnan doesn't touch them, not even occasionally. His view? If it's made in a lab and shaped into meat, it's not going into my body. White bread. Most people still eat white bread like it's harmless. Brosnan knows better. White bread is stripped of fibre, loaded with fast carbs, and spikes your blood sugar like candy. It makes you tired, sluggish, bloated, and over time it promotes weight gain and insulin resistance. He replaced it with sprouted grains, whole grains, and ancient grain, foods that fuel the body, not fight it. Seed oils and fried food. This one is easy to overlook, but deadly over time. Most restaurants cook with seed oils, canola, soybean, sunflower. When heated, these oils oxidize and produce compounds that inflame your cells and skin. Fried foods soaked in them? Even worse. Pierce avoids anything deep fried. That includes fries, fried chicken, onion rings, even fried fish. He cooks with olive oil and avocado oil, and he stays in control of his ingredients by cooking at home whenever possible. Training like a man on a mission. Let's talk about how a 72-year-old man stays lean, mobile, and camera ready. Brosnan doesn't chase size. He trains for longevity. His workouts are split across 5 days, each day with a focus, each movement with a purpose. Monday, chest and triceps, classic upper body push movements. He does bench presses, inclined dumbbells, flies, and tricep dips. It builds posture, strength, and keeps his arms defined. Tuesday, back and biceps, pulling movements like rows, pull-ups, deadlifts, and curl. They protect his spine and keep his back strong for both real life and camera angles. Wednesday, cardio and core, a full body reset. He rows for endurance, then hits planks, leg raises, and twists to keep his core sharp. This keeps his metabolism firing and his midsection lean. Thursday, shoulders and ab. Shoulders lose size with age. He doesn't let that happen. Overhead presses, lateral raises, and Arnold presses fill out his frame. Abs work keeps his posture stable. Friday, leg. He does squats, lunges, and leg press to protect mobility. Calf raises keep his steps strong and balanced. He understands that leg strength is the real key to aging well, because it determines how well you move through the world. Saturday, Sunday, recovery. He doesn't train every day. He recovers smartly. That means walks, rowing, stretching, mobility drills, and outdoor time. It also means sleep, 7.5 to 8 hours a night. Blackout curtains, no screens before bed, cool, quiet environment. This is when the real transformation happened, the role that changed everything. In 2024, Brosnan was offered a role in a psychological thriller. The character, originally written as a 38-year-old man, fast, sharp, physically dominant. Brosnan read for it anyway, and when the director saw his audition, they rewrote the script. They kept the intensity, the strength, the dominance, but they made the character 72. Why? Because Brosnan didn't just act the part, he embodied it. His presence made age irrelevant. And that audition sent a message. You don't have to fade just because you're older. You can ride. Pierce Brosnan didn't win this battle against aging in one big move. He won it with 1,000 small ones. Waking up early, eating clean, cutting the junk, training smart, sleeping well, refusing to slow down, even when the world told him he should. There was no single moment where everything changed. There was no magic switch, no overnight transformation. Just one clear decision, repeated over and over again, to respect his body and invest in it daily. He didn't wait for a health scare. He didn't wait for a role. He didn't wait until he felt ready. He started, and then he kept going. The result? At 72, he's not just aging, he's aging forward, stronger, sharper, more focused. And if he can do it at 72, there's no reason you can't start at 30, 40, or 60, because it's not about looking like Bond. It's about living like you matter. You don't need a perfect week, a perfect gym, or a perfect meal plan. You just need one small win today. Start by getting up 30 minutes earlier, Start by cutting the soda and drinking more water. Start by taking a walk instead of scrolling. Start by adding 1 handful of spinach to your lunch. Start by reading a label and choosing real food over fake convenience. Every time you make that choice, you're not just surviving, you're reclaiming your health, your strength, your edge. So the question is, what's your first move? Cut the white bread, toss the seed oils, add a handful of spinach, take a deep breath, then do it again tomorrow. Because this isn't about reaching for youth, it's about owning your future. Which habit inspired you the most? Which part of Pierce Brosnan's routine will you try first? Comment below. We want to hear your plan. And if this video gave you clarity, motivation, or just a new standard to aim for, subscribe. We're sharing the routines, mindsets, and habits of men who don't just fight aging, they outsmart it. Because aging is real, but decline, that's optional.